There's a War for Your Souls, Part 2, Diviners. In tonight's episode, I want to talk about this. As I was looking through some news articles before I lay down for tonight, I came across this, and it's titled Nostradamus, Antichrist Predictions, and the New World Order. What a crock. I'm going to dive right on into this. Let's go. Let's get a little history on him, or should I say, his story, and then take it to the scriptures. Michael de Nostradam, or Michael de Nostradam, born December 1503, died July 1566. Nostradamus was a French astrologer, apothecary, physician, and reputed seer who is best known for his book Les Prophéties, published in 1555, a collection of 942 poetic quatrains allegedly predicting future events. And by the way, he died with the gout. Nostradamus' father's family had originally been Jewish, but had converted to Catholic Christianity a generation before Nostradamus was born. He studied at the University of Avignon, but was forced to leave after just over a year when the university closed due to an outbreak of the plague. And then, of course, we already know that he worked as an apothecary. Now, I need you to listen and pay attention because it's about to get very interesting. He wrote an almanac for 1550 and, as a result of its success, continued writing them for future years as he began working as an astrologer for various wealthy patrons. And one by the name of Catherine, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that part, became one of his foremost supporters. His Les Prophéties, published in 1555. So as I was reading on that, I went back to the word astrology and I clicked on it. And it says, astrology is a range of divinatory practices recognized as pseudo-scientific since the 18th century that propose that information about human affairs and terrestrial events may be discerned by studying the apparent positions of celestial objects. So we see that he was an astrologer. An astrologist uses divinatory practices to gain insight about human affairs and terrestrial things. And the reason why I put terrestrial, the word terrestrial in the definition of, is so you won't be deceived. Terrestrial means things concerning the earth or dry land. Nothing out in some sort of outer space. Anyways, let's keep going. I clicked on the word divinatory and it led me to divination. Now we're going to see what the word divination means. Divination means to foresee, foretell, predict, prophesy. It's the attempt to gain insight into a question or a situation by way of an occultic ritual or practice. Using various methods throughout history, diviners ascertain their interpretations of how a querent should proceed by reading signs, events, or omens, or through alleged contact or interaction with supernatural agencies such as spirits, gods, godlike beings, or the will of the universe. Here's an elder man from Cameroon doing the same thing, divining. Let's continue. At the top of this picture, you see the word labeled on the card, divination. This is a display on divination featuring cross-cultural range of items. Divination can be seen as an attempt to organize what appears to be random so that it provides insight into a problem or issue at hand. Some instruments or practices of divination include tarot card reading, rune casting, tea leaf reading, automatic writing, water scrying, psychedelics like psilocybin, or I can't pronounce it, mushrooms, and DMT. If a distinction is made between divination and fortune telling, divination has a more formal or ritualistic element and often contains a more social character, usually in a religious context. You guys, they put it right in your face. And that's another thing. They love to hide it behind so-called religion. Let's continue. Occultism. After another visit to Italy, Nostradamus began to move away from medicine and toward the occult. Following popular trends, he wrote an almanac for 1550. We read about this earlier. For the first time in print, Latinizing his name to Nostradamus. He was so encouraged by the almanac's success that he decided to write one or more annually. Taken together, They are known to have contained at least 6,338 so-called prophecies. It was mainly in response to the almanac that the nobility and other prominent people from far away soon started asking for horoscopes and psychic advice from him, though he generally accepted his clients to supply the birth charts on which these would be based rather than calculating them himself as a professional. Here's a picture of his book, translated The Prophecies, that he wrote with the 6,338 prophecies. Time to bring out my sword. Family, I've come to cut the veil off your eyes. It's time to wake up. Let's see what Abba has to say. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 10 through 13. There shall not be found among you anyone that makes his son or his daughters to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or one that practices sorcery, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto Yahuwah. And because of these abominations, Yahuwah Elohika drives them out from before you. You shall be perfect with Yahuwah Elohika. Let's continue to hear from Abba. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am Yahuwah Elohim. Wizards or mediums or psychics. That's what that means. Still witches, warlocks. They all do that witchcraft stuff. Familiar spirits. Let me tell y'all something about these familiar spirits. These familiar spirits, the word familiar, the root word in familiar is family. Listen to me. You think that you be talking to your ancestors and blase. You are talking to fallen angels, demonic spirits that have been praying and monitoring you your whole life. What you think Satan do all the time? Watch us. He studies us. All right, let's keep going. Some prophet you are, Nostradamus. But let's see what the Most High had to say. In Ezekiel chapter 13, verses 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to read 6 through 9 as well. It says, And the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Son of Adam, prophesy against the prophets of Yasharel, that prophesy and say unto them, that prophesy out of their own hearts, Hear ye the word of Yahuwah. Thus says Adonai Yahuwah, Woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own ruach, and have seen nothing. Ezekiel 13, verses 6 through 9. They have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, Yahuwah says, and Yahuwah has not sent them, and they have made others to hope that they will confirm the word. Have ye not seen a vain vision, and have ye not spoken a lying divination, whereas ye say, Yahuwah says it, albeit I have not spoken? Therefore, thus says Adonai Yahuwah, because you have spoken vanity and seen lies, therefore behold, I am against you, says Adonai Yahuwah. Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 9. And my hand shall be upon the prophets that see vanity, and that divine lies. They shall not be in the assembly of my people, neither shall they be written in the writing of the house of Yasharel, neither shall they enter into the land of Yasharel, and ye shall know that I am Adonai Yahuwah. Nostradamus says that he made predictions about the Antichrist and the New World Order. I beg to differ. The Most High been said it. 1 John chapter 2, verse 18. Little children, it is the last time, as ye have heard, that anti-Mashiach shall come. The Most High was specific about that. Even now are there many anti-Mashiach or Antichrist, whereby we know that it is the last time. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3 through 5. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. And that man of sin, listen again, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called Elohim, or that is worship, so that he as Elohim sits in the temple of Elohim, showing himself that he is Elohim. Remember, y'all, you are the temple of Elohim. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? I'm here to wake you up and bring you out of the darkness and into the light, which is Yahuwah and his son Yahusha. Wake up. All praises to the Most High.